Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest issue of Bag and Board, and this is part 2 of my London Super Comic Con special. If you watched part 1, you would have seen all the books that I got signed by the amazing array of creators that were in attendance over the weekend of the 14th and 15th of March at the Excel in London. And in this part, I'm going to show you all the things that I picked up when I was there. I did spend quite a lot of money. I did bring some money home. I didn't completely spend my budget, but I was really happy with what I got. I got everything that I wanted when I was going down there. I'll start off with actually a present that I received. As I mentioned in the previous video, I did meet up and see quite a lot of the members of the YCC Facebook group, and one of those was Mahoney, and he very kindly brought me this issue of Deadpool Comics number 36, and it's a variant cover. And as someone who's never actually read a Deadpool comic, I was really happy to receive this because I'm interested to see what it's like. And I was just really grateful. It was a really nice gesture. So if you're watching, my friend, thanks very much. Okay, so when we arrived at the convention, we were given one of these carrier bags, a very nice branded carrier bag, and this had some goodies in it. Not fantastic, couple of comics. We got a program guide which told you where everybody was going to be, when the signings were going to take place, that kind of thing, and there were a few leaflets, that kind of thing. And then I also was given my lanyard and badge for the weekend. Even though I only intended to go down on the Saturday, I did buy a weekend pass, an early entry weekend pass, because I particularly wanted to be able to get in early on the Saturday morning. The early entry was 9:30, whereas the regular entry was 10:30, and that hour can make such a lot of difference. So I paid a little bit extra to get the early entry weekend pass, and I was really glad that I did. Okay, moving on to a couple of leaflets that I picked up, just things that I thought would be of interest. I picked this one up, which is all about CGC's signature series. CGC were in attendance at the con, which was really good, and I did submit 4 books that are currently in the process of being graded. The main reason I did this was because they were only charging $18 per book to be graded, which works out at about £12 each. And we were under the impression that they were going to be doing a special deal on postage, which meant that it was going to be $40 for up to 5 books. But actually it turned out to be more than that, and it was more like $70. So for the 4 books to be graded and posted back to me, it's going to cost me round about or just below £100. So over the 4 books, in comparison with what it normally costs me going through Wolf Comics to get books graded, I've saved about £20, which is not bad, but not brilliant. But I'm looking forward to getting those books back. I also picked up a couple of leaflets from some auction companies who were in attendance, Comic Link and Heritage Auctions. Just because I'm quite interested in some of these comic book auction sites that they have in America, and it'll just be useful to have a look at these and find out a bit more about it. Right, moving on to the books that I picked up. As you'll have seen in my previous video, if you watched it, one of the creators that was in attendance was Garth Ennis. And I think that one of the main reasons why he attended the con was because at the moment he is in the process of doing a crowdfunding project along the similar lines to Kickstarter, but it's not actually Kickstarter. It's another organisation that does these crowdfunding projects. And I'll actually put a link to it below if you're interested in following this up. Because what Garth Ennis is actually trying to do through this crowdfunding project is to raise some money to be able to produce a series, kind of a television series that's based on the cross books that he does, which is obviously, if you've seen any of those books, it's quite a violent and horrific horror story. And what he wants to do, he's trying to do it through crowdfunding, because that way it'll give him kind of complete artistic control, because what he wants is ideally for the Cross TV programme to be an accurate reflection of the comic book in terms of its horror content and the intensity of the horror. So basically what he was doing was he was plugging this, not directly, indirectly he was plugging this project in the way of having products for sale, because unlike a lot of the Kickstarter projects where you've got to wait quite a long time before you get your rewards, if you go on and contribute to the project that Garth's doing, you get your rewards sent straight away. And he had some of these for sale. So a first for Bag and Board, I've actually got an item of clothing, and here it is. It is my Crossed Dead or Alive t-shirt, and it's Crossed Dead or Alive, that is the television programme that he's wanting to make. Really nice quality t-shirt, and I only paid £7 for that. And I think if you support the crowdfunding project, the prices that you'll pay will be very similar to that. So, nice t-shirt. And I also bought the 2-part mini-series of Crossed Dead or Alive, and I got these both signed by Garth Ennis. So, there we have Crossed Dead or Alive issue number 1. And Crossed Dead or Alive issue 2. Now, before the convention actually started, you were able to purchase or pre-order items on the LSCC website that you could then pick up at the convention. One of these was for issue 1 of Ninjak from Valiant Comics. So I pre-ordered this for £5, and this is actually a London Super Comic Con exclusive cover. There's the logo just there. And what was good was that Clay Mann, who was involved in this comic, he was there in attendance, so he was able to sign the comic. And also the cover artist, who is, and I'll try and say this right, Emanuela Lopacino, she was there as well, and she signed the comic down there. Not had a chance to read any of these books yet, so I'm really looking forward to it. Another artist who was in attendance was Jamie Tyndall, and Xenoscope as a company had a big booth there as well, and they had some convention exclusives, including this issue of issue 1 of The Little Mermaid by Jamie Tyndall. So again, I got this signed by Jamie Tyndall there, and I believe I got it signed, oh yeah, very difficult to see, by Ula Moss, the colourist, down there. Now, one of the companies that were at LSCC were Midtown Comics. They'd come all the way over from New York, and they were selling quite a lot of their exclusives. So what I managed to pick up was, which had just actually gone on sale the week of Comic Con, and that was the Midtown Comics exclusive variant of Spider-Gwen number 2. So I picked that up. And from Limited Edition Comics, who also had quite a big presence there, I managed to pick up their variant cover of Spider-Gwen number 1. Limited Edition Comics. One of the artists who was there, who you will have seen some of the covers of hers that I got signed in the previous video, and that was Nia Ruffino, and she was selling copies of her creator owned book, which is The Secret Life of Crows. I've not read this before, so I was happy to pick up issue number 1, which was signed down there in silver by Nia. I've had a quick flick through this, and the art is really nice. Right, on to trade paperbacks and graphic novels. One of the very last additions to the list of guests that was announced before the con started was Jonathan Ross. If you're not from England and you're not familiar with who Jonathan Ross is, he is basically a long-standing chat show presenter over here, and very popular, and he's also a very popular guest whenever he's at any conventions, because he's a really nice guy and he takes time with everybody. He's quite happy to have a chat, have photographs taken, sign autographs. I didn't take any books for Jonathan to sign because when he was at London Con last year I got everything signed that I wanted to, but I did pick up the trade paperback of Revenge, which Jonathan wrote, and the art was done by Ian Churchill. So this contains all 4 issues of the series and it's signed by both of the creators. Now, somebody who's quite a regular on the con circuit, but I've never actually had a chance to have a chat with him or get anything signed by him because he's normally so busy and so popular, and that is David Lloyd, who's probably best known for V for Vendetta. If you're a regular viewer of mine, you'll have noticed a few issues ago that I actually picked up the complete 10-issue run of V for Vendetta. But what I wanted to do was get a copy of the trade paperback as a reader copy, because I don't really want to read my individual issues because I don't want to risk damaging them. So I managed to pick up a copy of the trade paperback, and I also got it signed by David Lloyd. Now, while I was there, I got him to do me a quick sketch as well of V, and there it is. So that came out really, really nicely. I was very happy with this. Now, David wasn't actually charging for sketches. This was a free sketch. But what he did ask in return for doing a sketch was that, and I think I paid £7, which entitled you to a digital download of a digital-only publication that he's involved in at the moment called Aces Weekly. This is the card that contains my digital code, and that actually came with a small sketch that was done by another one of the contributors to Aces Weekly, and it's a really, really nice little sketch there. So for £7 I got not only the V sketch, but I got this little sketch as well, so you can't go wrong. The last thing I picked up, limited edition comics were doing quite a lot of hardback and softback graphic novels, and they were selling them for $half price. So I picked up the hardcover of Forever Evil, which contains all 7 issues of that particular event. This was a $25 book, so I picked this up for £12.50. So for 7 issues, hardback, can't go wrong. And the very last things I've got to show you are the sketches that I had done, and these were the things that I was really looking forward to the most. One of the sketches I actually pre-commissioned, so this was ready for me as soon as I got to the con on the Saturday, and that was by an artist called Phil Buckingham. And what I'd asked Phil to do was to do me a Huntress sketch, and he actually put a picture of this up on Facebook at one point when it was in progress, but I didn't actually see the finished article until I got to the con, but I was really happy with it, and there it is. And he did it on a copy of Justice League of America. So I hope you can see this. It's in Mylar, so it might be a bit shiny, but I hope you can see it properly. The other 2 sketches that I had done, these were pre-commissions, but I'd actually got in touch with the artists and asked them if they would do me a sketch. So I kind of got myself on the list before I actually arrived. The first of these was I took down a Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special blank variant, and I had a Harley Quinn sketch done by Rachel Stott. Now, if you're not familiar with Rachel, she's actually just breaking into comics at the moment, and one of the things that she's working on is a book for IDW, which is currently on the go, and it's a crossover, and it's between Planet of the Apes and Star Trek. So if you want to check out any of Rachel's works, if you look at any of issues of that, I think it's up to about issue 4, so you can check that out. But that's a really nice pencil sketch that she did of Harley Quinn. The last sketch I've got to show you is it's probably the thing that I'm the most happy with from the con as a whole, and it's a sketch that I asked Sabine Rich, who is one of the artists who works on Xenoscope Publishing, and it was a sketch that I had in mind that I wanted her to do. And when I asked her if she would do me a sketch of this particular character, it was somebody that she wasn't actually familiar with, and she said to me, is there an example in the book that I took with me? And I said, yeah, that she appears in quite a lot of the pages. So when I actually saw what she produced, bearing in mind that she'd never seen this character before, I was just absolutely amazed. And it is Medusa from the Inhumans. And there it is. I really hope you can see this well, because unfortunately, whenever I've taken pictures of it, they never do justice to, compare it with what you can see in real life. But it is just an absolutely amazing sketch, and I'm so pleased with this. The thing was as well, I didn't break the bank to have to get Sabine to do this for me. It was extremely reasonable, and I've paid a heck of a lot more just for ordinary comics. So very, very thrilled with that. One thing that I forgot to show you, just a little freebie that was being given away by Midtown Comics. It's just a Spider-Gwen sticker. They were giving quite a lot of these away, so I managed to pick up a few copies of it. Okay, a couple of things that when I was recording my video I completely forgot to show you, and I hope the seamless powers of my editing skills I managed to merge in with the rest of the things, is a couple of prints that I picked up. These again were things that I pre-ordered before I went to the con, and then I was just able to pick them up from the merchandise stall when I got there. The first of the prints, and these were both limited editions. This is basically kind of a steampunk character, and it's by Jamie Tyndall, and this is number 76 of a limited edition of 200, and it's been signed by both Jamie Tyndall and Ula Moss, who did the colouring. Really like it. Beautiful. And the other print, that when I saw it on the website a few weeks before the con, I was just knocked out by it. And it's Elektra, and this is by Bill Sienkiewicz, and this is issue number 16 of 200, so I've got quite a low issue number there, and signed there by Bill Sienkiewicz. Absolutely gorgeous. This one I'm definitely going to have to try and get framed because I want this on the wall. So that's it, guys. That is my London Super Comic Con special part 2 for 2015. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've had a chance to watch part 1. If not, just go over and click on part 1 and you'll be able to see what comics I got signed at LSCC. So as always, thanks for watching, everybody. I really, really do appreciate when people watch my videos. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, thumbs up. If you haven't, thumbs down. And as ever, please feel to like and subscribe. I've got 1 or 2 things planned for my next upcoming videos. The next issue of Bag and Board, I'll be showing a few comics that I've picked up in the past couple of weeks. Some variant covers, and also some key issues that I've picked up. And then the issue after that, I'll be doing an unboxing video because I've got a CGC book which is on its way back from America as we speak, I'm hoping that's going to turn up within the next week or so. I'm looking forward to unboxing that. And then hopefully, not too much further down the line, I'll be getting a box of 4 CGC books that I've had done that I submitted to CGC at London Super Comic Con. So there's quite a lot coming up. I hope you'll stick with me. So until next time, again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Thanks, bye bye.